want you to know, before I even explain what I'm doing right now, that I understand what it's like to have company on its way. They didn't give you a ton of notice. Your house is a mess. You haven't decluttered. You wish you had decluttered. There's just stuff everywhere, piled all over the place. I know what it's like because I have lived that life. And I was just sharing this with a friend. We were talking about decluttering yesterday. And I was telling her that, because she said, you know, she's known me for, you know, nigh on to 85 years. One of my oldest friends. And she's like, I have never seen you as somebody who has a lot of clutter and needs to do a ton of decluttering. You know, it was almost like, where's this coming from, right? And I told her, I was like, that's because if I knew you were coming over and I had, say, piles of mail and papers, I would grab either a box or a shopping bag and I would throw them all in that shopping bag and bring it down to the basement. I called them a clutter bag or a clutter box. And it was my way. You know, I've seen on Clutterbug where she'll have like a tote with her when she goes cleaning room to room. Something needs to be put somewhere else. She'll put it in the tote and then you can distribute it out. Well, it was like I was doing that, but I never distributed it out. I never put it away. I never dealt with it, usually because there were decisions that had to be made, say with papers, right? There's decisions that have to be made. Should I keep this? Is it valuable? Can I let it go? So I am so close to decluttering these screws that I'm just putting the extras that don't have a home here in a little cups. And then my husband can just help me with this final piece, but I don't want to take up the space on the table anymore. So, but I just wanted you to know first that I'm going to link up my whole basement declutter playlist at the end of this. And what I want you to do is click on that playlist, go to the oldest videos and watch even one, my oldest decluttering video, or, you know, maybe two, and see where I've come. I'll have viewers who have been here a long time and have, you know, seen my process. See, look, and then I took this and I'm just putting these little cups in here so that they're not a mess. They're not going to dump. And then I had these little odds and ends that are going to go in here too. But anyway, I want you to watch and see where I've come from. Then you'll know that I understand. And I really had a desire. Okay, so I saw this problem. I walked down. I was doing a random decluttering video. Never intended that to be part of my channel long term. And I'm not kidding you. The boxes were like waist high. My whole basement was just a sea of boxes of junk. We have gotten those dumpsters you can get from the dump, like a dumpster like the size of my deck, a dumpster. And we have filled 2 dumpsters. Then we got one of those cloth type dumpsters you can get at like Lowe's where you fill it and then a truck comes and carries it away. We've gotten one of those. And then countless videos. Because those 2 big dumpsters weren't even part when I was doing my channel, I don't think. Maybe one of them was. But I know one of them was definitely before I even did my channel. So even when you watch the older ones, now picture another whole dumpster worth of stuff in this basement. Oh, the good thing and the bad thing about this basement is it goes the whole foundation of my house. That's the good thing and the bad thing. When we thought we were moving, I rented a storage space for the stuff that, like anything that I thought we could live without, you know, we boxed up and put there, that we could live without short term while we sold our house. And then it just didn't end up working out that we could find anything, and everybody who wanted to buy the house wanted miracles done. And so we didn't end up selling the house. We ended up staying and deciding to work on the house, and then when the time was right, try again. So I ended up realizing that the area under what is usually my office, used to be the room we have with the cathedral ceiling, that's bigger than what I was renting for a storage unit. So I got decluttering because I didn't want to leave my kids with it. I didn't want to think about moving and what in the world would I even do in this space, right? So that got me on the decluttering journey. And I understand what it's like to try to declutter with injury. I have 2 discs gone in my back. I blew my knee, sickness. I understand. And I have learned the power of taking short amounts of time and to just keep pecking away and pecking away, taking that trash layer, then taking the easy declutters and taking the harder declutters. And I tell you, people talk about decluttering muscles. It is so true. The more you declutter, the more you find to declutter. And that's how minimalism definitely happens. Do I need to or want to be a minimalist? Well, I say no, but quite honestly, the more you get rid of, the more you see you can get rid of. And so that leads me to today and my long story. If you still have the big mess, it's okay. Come on along. Start where you are. I was there too. Go watch some of those old videos. Oh my goodness, skip around on the video. It's just fine. Whatever it does, whatever you can do so that. I remember when my husband and I first started in this area, there's a picture I used to always use, and it just everywhere. Pile, 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 pile. To even have an empty space now is a miracle. So what I really want to do is when I came down here, I started wandering around and I'm like, okay, I need to take my people with me because I kind of want to go around and just declutter little things that I've been thinking of, and I think it's actually going to end up being big things. Or it'll be a lot of little tiny pieces that over time are going to add up to something big, right? So this is a sewing box. The things in this box are like 30 years old. So I'm just going to pick this up and bring it over. We're going to go through this today. This is where we keep all the outdoor stuff. I'm really sorry about my noisy furnace, February in Maine. But I thought I'm going to go through this, and I bet I could get rid of some of these balls. I like to have it when the kids have company, and or if family is visiting, we tend to use these things. So I'm going to go through that. Then I had stuff I planned to sell, like that printer. It's an Epson printer. I think it works perfectly. We're going to bring it up and make it annoying to me so that I get on it and I'm going to sell it locally. Then over here, I had mentioned in another video that this is a microscope I got for school. We don't need anymore. That is going to go. You get the idea, right? So a lot of times what I do is I focus on one spot. Today I'm kind of make my way around, and I just think it's going to be fun, and I think it's going to be useful, and we're going to get some stuff decluttered. So come along with me. I hope it inspires and motivates you to get decluttering too. Please don't be discouraged. If you can only spend 5 minutes, spend 5 minutes. 5 minutes every day. Oh my goodness, at the end of the week, you've got 35 minutes. At the end of a month, you've decluttered almost 2.5 hours. Oh, you spread that over 365 days. Can you even imagine? This was a gift from my parents. They gave me this and a sewing machine when I graduated college, like 33 years ago. So most of this thread is 33 years old. And I just think that when we do, whatever projects we're going to do, like some of this might not be 30 years old. I wish there was like an expiration date on thread, but I feel like, being down in a basement and such, we're probably going to get new threads. I won't take off what's on these bobbins unless I get some new bobbins, which probably would be a good thing. I should probably make a list, but we would probably take off whatever thread was on the bobbin. I have not even priced out what things cost. So I have these needles for my sewing machine, so I'll keep those. Stitch Ripper is still good. Craft needles, which, oh my goodness, you're going to see this. Well, how useful is that? It is, can you see that? There we go. It's completely empty. So that can go. I am actually tempted to get rid of these bobbins and just buy new bobbins. I have these hook and eye I have snaps. I mean, Rachel has talked about really getting into sewing and doing clothes and flipping clothes. She's very artistic, so I could see her thriving with that. But I might just ask her first, do you want snaps and buckles and whatever? These are assorted needles, and there are actually needles in there. So, but man, this thing is dusty. This is empty. This is a measuring tape. This is a measuring tape. This limits how many I need. I'm not going to keep. Again, old elastic, because when my mom gave this to me, what she did was she bought like different things for me for sewing, like snaps and hook and eye and that type of thing. Oh, that's broken. I feel like I need a new sewing kit, honestly. I don't need this big thing, and I've had it for 30 years. I kind of feel like I can get a new one, a little basket or something, because I don't have that much stuff anymore. I don't even need this big box. So this is another foot for my sewing machine. All right, I guess I don't need to micro do this, and I'm not even keeping it all. I don't even know what this is. There's even, I think this is a melatonin caplet in here. That's scary. And then pins, but they seem rusty. In fact, that's the thing too. You don't want to be using rusty pins. But I'm not going to worry about that too much right now. But this, I'm going to declutter. This whole thing is going. Actually, I'm going to empty it out. Maybe I will donate it. I mean, somebody might want it. I left the bobbins in here by mistake. Get out the little janky pins. I'm not going to try to keep everything unless it's a needle with an eye in it that you can use for sewing. I'll keep that. This is one of those curvy ones. I'll keep that. All right. I don't want to give people rusty pins. Oh, I was going to bring my vacuum down. I completely forgot. All right, I'm going to go get my vacuum so that I can suck whatever's left in here out. I don't know if the Team Boo vacuum can handle it. Let's see. And if I guess it's Temu or Temu. All right, good enough. Now it can be donated, and others can decide if they want it or not. All right, so here's the declutter box, and the reason I'm getting rid of this, look, there's a hole, and I don't have a lid for it. And I do prefer now the clear lid, so that's going. Oh, I need something to put this stuff in. From upstairs. I got this from upstairs, see? And honestly, these are like I got them for food prep, and I don't love them, honestly. So I throw them in the dishwasher, even though they're probably not supposed to go in there, thinking, okay, at some point they'll break, and then I'll get rid of them. It does say microwave safe, but I don't see anywhere it says dishwasher. Does it say dishwasher safe? Nope, patent pending. Anyways, I got one of these. I don't have much right now. My daughter's going to get into quilting, so maybe I'll get her a little sewing basket, and then we'll farm out whatever is savable here. You know, stitch rippers, obviously. We get another foot to my sewing machine, the little snaps. But what we were talking about, let's say you're making something, you don't sew all the time, and you need snaps. You can't just get the amount of snaps you need. You have to buy a box of snaps. Or the screws and nails, oh my ever-loving, you know, why do I have to get all of these screws when I'm only, you know, I'm going to do one deck. So I've got so many decking screws, and it's so frustrating. Look, this is all of my sewing stuff. It fits right here. Why isn't this going on? Oh, it is. This says microwave and dishwasher safe. Well, I beg to differ on dishwasher safe. I don't even know. Is this the right lid? I think I got the wrong lid. It does not fit. All right, let me go get a lid. Anyway, what we're talking about is now what we're going to do is, I mean, if it's your husband, you can't really say, you got to get rid of the extra screws. But if he's willing, let's just use screws as an example. Do the project, right? And then get rid of the extra screws. Declutter them right away. So that, especially when it's something that's a lower cost item. All right, let me go see if I can find a lid for this. As it turns out, I have 2 sizes of these. I don't even know how that happened. I don't ever remember buying this twice. So now I'm wondering, should I put the label on top or the label here? But I think I'm going to put the label here. Then if something gets piled on it, I can still see it. And I think I'm going to put this on top of the, either in, if it fits, or on top of the Rubbermaid that I have crafts in. Sewing supplies. Sewing supplies. And I've said it before, I love using pantry labels because they're easy to change out, they're cheap. You know, you can wash, you know, you can use nail polish remover or something to wash off whatever you've written, but it is also just as easy to do a new label. So I keep the pantry labels in the house. Oh yes, there's so much room in here. Yes! Let me show you. Look at all that room. Look at that. Oh my, mind blown. I had a whole sewing box. Here is the printer I want to sell. I gotta tell you, once I get up here, then I don't want to leave. And it's like, I was gonna do a quick decluttering today, do something completely different this afternoon, and get this up for you for noon. Now I'm like, oh man, I know. Kind of dusty, that's okay. And I have tools for it, and ink, and all kinds of things. So that's going up the stairs to be sold on Facebook Marketplace, locally, hopefully. Here's my microscope. This is going up the stairs, because this is going to get sold too. See that? And I even have slides that go with it. Also, lighting's terrible, but I don't know how I missed. I knew I had more plant pots. These should have gone on our deck box. So I'm going to bring these up. Because I don't think we've had a lot of melting. It might be hard to get it in the deck box right now. So that'll clean up this area. Look at all these. And then this was also supposed to go in the deck box. I'm going to get my exercise today. Alright, so this can now be pushed over, which makes more sense. This is the box of stuff that were from the tool area we're getting rid of. I don't even know what's trash and what is donatable. But I do know the dump opens tomorrow, and I'm really hoping to do a dump run. So, put this right over here. We'll have... Hopefully Robin will go through this with me. Although, maybe I won't go tomorrow. It's my daughter's birthday. Tomorrow's Rachel's birthday. Happy Valentine's Day tomorrow. Okay. Maybe I won't be going tomorrow. I don't know why this is here. So I'll put this with the outdoor stuff. This is where all the chairs were. I'm not quite sure why this one didn't end up in the deck box. I'll have to ask my husband if there's a reason for that. However, I'm going to get this swept out before we decide to put something else in here. And also behind the furnace here, lots of cobwebs going on. One of my goals is not only to declutter the basement, but to keep it clean as well. Clean, swept, and dusted, as though it is part of the house, because it is part of the house, right? And I never wanted to come down here. It's so disgusting. Well, of course not. I wasn't giving it any attention. So I'm trying to change that. You know, dust happens, and I've got an oil burner down here. There's just so much down here, and then people walking, and you know, the ceiling, dust falls from the ceiling. I also just figured out what's going here. This is like definitely soot from the oil burner. See that? I cannot help but notice that these patio chairs will fit perfectly. And since this is the outdoor spaces, that's a good idea. Look at that. Nice. I'm going to move this because I kind of want to get to this shelf. Not kind of. I do want to get to this shelf. I'm going to be using this Hoover rug cleaner very soon. Spring cleaning is coming. And then this is like lawn, what is it called? Whatever that lawn cloth is. So I'm going to roll it up and put it with the outdoor stuff. It shouldn't be here. Not quite sure how that happened. This is that stuff that's supposed to keep you from getting weeds. So it goes over here with the outdoor stuff. It actually could go in the... No, I'm not going to put it in the deck box because that could get wet. We'll just put it up here with the other gardening stuff. I am full on distracted now. Because now I see dirt and leaves. I spy with my little eye. Dirt and leaves under a vacuum cleaner. That's not right. These are hockey skates, so they should be in here. There we go. Getting things cleaned up. Do we call this basement organization? Basement, declutter, and organize? The title options are endless. If you love easily distracted women doing lots of home projects, subscribe. If you want to watch my hot mess and feel better about yourself, like, subscribe, and comment. Okay. No, that feels good though. It does feel good. Progress is progress, right? Now, that was a cat toy. I love cat toys that sound like vermin. This can be shut. Don't know why it's open. And some of this stuff, move that out of the way. It's like every year I threaten to get rid of it. I'm going to see if anyone skates, and then the skates are going. But what I do think I might do, because I have boxes for each kid of their stuff, so you go, it goes, right? If you know, unless they're in some studio apartment. But so I might break some of this down and put it in their box instead of it being in my box. We'll see. That's a project for another day. When my boys come to visit, my sons, or my son and my grandchildren, that's when this stuff comes out. This is a pug soccer cover, but I don't see the pug soccer net. So, oh, they're up top. But we never put these in the net or the cover, so I'm going to get rid of the cover. That could come back to bite me. All right, so I know this is a great idea. Small feet, the kids use this for basketball too. Keep the glove, keep a football, and then I feel like I'll keep a larger soccer ball and a smaller soccer ball. This one looks good. Those are two small ones though, aren't they? I think I'm going to get rid of this one, and this one's looking pretty old. I'll probably find out it's amazing. It says MLS on it. Oh well. And then this, I got a volleyball in here. I have some tennis balls that I don't feel like we need. So these are going. Ta-da! Going. Where's my box? What this means is I could use a smaller box. I don't own a smaller box right now, but it'll be nice. Oh, you know what this does mean? Okay, I got 3 hockey pucks. That's fine. I have 2 wiffle balls. I have 3 baseballs. Let's get rid of 1. And a softball. This is a beach ball, like a throw it on the water kind of ball. So put these back in. Just had an idea. Will the pumps fit in the box? That's the question. This one might not. It's very, oh yeah, it won't. Okay, that's fine. This one will. So it makes sense to have a pump in with the balls. And I guess this is still pretty full, isn't it? You put the smaller stuff on top and the bigger stuff on the bottom. And it all fits and you can shut the lid. Much like life. Put in your big priorities first, and the smaller priorities are like the sand that fixed around the rock. You ever heard that? What did I do with the cover? All right, you got to tell me, did I have a cover to this? Did I? I feel like I did. So if you saw where I put it, let me know in the comments, because I have no idea. Oh man, this is so me. Let me know if you saw me take a cover off, because that's going to drive me crazy now. This is going up the stairs. See, Wednesday is my go to Goodwill day because I have a Bible study in the morning. Oh, that makes no sense to you. That is like 10 minutes from the Goodwill.
This area looks way better now. I should have done it before. But I feel like what would make it even better is if I labeled these boxes. So that's what I'm going to do now. And then, this is scrap wood. Rachel was going to do some art on some of it, so I need to ask her what she was going to do with it. But I'm going to put it in that basket because I want to get rid of that laundry basket. So if I put it in there, bring it up, she can pull out what she wants. The rest will go to the dump. And then we can decide the basket could actually go to Goodwill. Fishing. Oops, you're shaking. Supplies. Skates and sports balls, and then one more. We have bike helmets.
Those of you who have been here for a long time who have said, do you remember the days, Cindy? Are you out there? And more of you who have said, get rid of the cardboard boxes. Do you remember when everything was in a cardboard box? And it was like, get the see-through boxes, right? Who here was here going, labels? And I would always, every video would be like, I'm going to label it, just not in this video. And I wouldn't label. Look, labels, clear boxes. No more cardboard boxes. How crazy is that? And I'm not saying there's no cardboard boxes down here, but I will tell you, if there's a cardboard box full of stuff, it's probably not mine. In fact, I know it's not mine. Whoops, this one goes down here. Yay! It feels so good.
Look at that. Isn't that so much better?
I am going to get the Goodwill stuff out of the house, but I can hear my husband on a call, and I'm pretty sure he told me he has a performance review today. So I am obviously not going to have the audio going on upstairs. But I want you to know, what is something you could tackle? How many minutes do you have? 5? Then use 5. 10? Use 10. 20? Use 20. And I tell you, the getting started is the hardest part. So when you get in the zone, make sure you continue to listen to your body. Maybe set a timer. Like if you planned on 5 minutes, set a timer, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Check in with yourself. And then if you want to do another 5, set another timer, another 15, set another time. Check in with yourself. Make sure you're not getting sore, because then it's going to be a lot longer before you can do it again. So this has been so much fun. Now I can't wait to get back down here again. You know, the basement is better every single time, just a little bit by little bit. 1% improvement over time is just life-changing. Remember, as always, that God loves you and I love you too, and I can't wait to see you next time, which hopefully will be tomorrow.